Yo, what is going on, guys? Hope it's having a great day. So, long video today. It's going to be a long one. I'm going to try not to make it long, but we're going to go through some 76ers news, obviously. We don't cover this at all, but I want to get out a rant on Doc Rivers and the firing, what it means, and what's more to come, if there even is going to be anything else. Eagles signing an undrafted free agent. A lot of rumors swirling around signing a linebacker right now, and some names that have come up for the Eagles, and it's going to be, training camp's coming soon, but, cannot wait. So let's get straight into all of the news.
Because I've seen enough horror movies to know any weirdo wearing a mask is never friendly.
So first of all, I want to go over, obviously, the Doc Rivers firing. This thing first, I want to be too much on it because I don't want to go too much on it because people are going to be like, well, you should be doing videos like this about the 70s. No, not going to do it because I don't have time. I wish I did, but I don't. Unfortunately, it's due to other things in my life that I can't cover two teams and stream every game, and I just don't have the time for it. I wish I did. I wish I was a millionaire, but I'm not. So Doc Rivers gets fired. Okay. What does this mean? Absolutely nothing. Okay. People on Twitter are like celebrating like we just like won a championship by firing a coach. Okay. This is, I guess, a step in the right direction. A step in the right direction, I guess. We've done this before on firing a coach, keeping the same roster, and really nothing is getting better. The GM's got to go. I feel like he's got to go. We'll get into him in a minute, but Doc Rivers, I think this firing wasn't for the front office just to fire him. I think this was to appease James Harden. Okay, this is what I think. I think James Harden, the rumors came out the other day that James Harden was, if Doc Rivers is still here, I'm not going to be here. I think the 76ers are really trying hard to not implode this roster. That these guys are going to be, starting to leave, wanting to leave. They want to keep this team together because there's one more year. We can get this championship. Just one more year. It's just to a point now where it's just not working. Embiid's always hurt in the second round. Embiid's always hurt going into the playoff, period. It's just what it is. James Harden has two really good games when Embiid can't really do anything. James Harden's not the same player. That's why I want this GM fired, because his moves have been horrible. Getting these ex-Houston Rocket players that he used to be around, and, over the past couple years, like just making moves like that. And the move for James Harden that everyone got really excited about, it would have been great. But James Harden is I think he could still play, but as a number 2 player, I don't even know if he's even that anymore. I mean, he's just not showing me enough. I mean, even the playoff game, even the last game that he had, I mean, he was just passing the ball. He had 5 turnovers in the third quarter. He was passing the ball like he wasn't attacking the rim. He wasn't being aggressive like he usually is. Same as Embiid. It was almost the same way. Your MVP and Embiid, Embiid is just so soft. I've never seen an MVP have so many excuses and point so many fingers every single game. Like, there's no accountability. There's nothing. The biggest mistake the Sixers made was literally drafting Ben Simmons, acquiring Tobias Harris, literally to get rid of Jimmy Butler, was the biggest mistake they made. I hate Tobias Harris. I don't like Tobias Harris. Simple as that. Okay? Harden is just a name, and that's it. Other than that, there's nothing much there. Whether we're going to find out behind the scenes we're starting to find out a little bit that there may be a lot more players that didn't like Doc Rivers. But does this actually fix the problem right now? I don't know if it does. I've never seen a team, like I said, point fingers at, first Embiid, the game before the last game, Embiid was complaining that he wasn't getting the ball enough. Then after the last game when they lost, he said that it was all on the rest of the team, that it takes 5. You're the MVP. It takes 5 players. Yeah, sure. Basketball is a little different because you could take over a game by yourself. Embiid wasn't aggressive enough in that last game. Attack the rim. Like, nobody could stop you. Don't blame everybody else, what's around you. I've never seen an MVP. I mean, he wasn't playing like one. I felt like Embiid got the MVP, and he literally just didn't care after that. I mean, that sounds so weird, doesn't it? Like, you saw the video when they were all in like that little lobby in the cafeteria, whatever they were at, and Embiid won the MVP. They were so happy for him. And I figured him winning the MVP, he got, he deserved it for the past few years. But at the same time, like, he finally got it. Now let's take this. Let's band together and go get this championship. Let's go do it. And it did nothing. I felt like he got that MVP and he just like, that's all he cared about was that. And he didn't play. He played like crap. Simple as that. That's all I got to say about it. Jimmy Butler kept guys accountable. I love Jimmy Butler with a passion because he might have been a scumbag sometimes to his teammates on court, but it was tough love at the end of the day. Kind of like how PJ Tucker went up to Embiid and was like, dude, like, why? You're playing like garbage. I know you could play better than that. What are you doing? And look what happened. Embiid just turned it around. Guys like that I love. Not this after a game and you're completely pointing fingers at everybody else and you're laughing and you're putting on a smile after another loss. I mean, you were caught on national television a year or two ago crying on national television, Embiid, and then you start laughing at your press. It's just like, it's a joke. That check. Hey guys, that check keeps coming in his bank account every week. Who cares? His game check comes in every single time they play a game. Who cares, right? Why not? Who cares? It's annoying, man. It's really annoying. I want them from the head coach that's now fired. The GM's got to get fired. You're gonna have to. I don't get how you can save this. I really don't. I don't like it. I gave Embiid like a little crap last year to myself, but after like what I saw from his like words from after every game press conference, that guy is just like, is that the MVP of the league? That's how he talks. That's his mindset. Like this, like he's got so many excuses I can't even count. I understand last game, your number one and number two shooters, okay, your number one, number two players have less points than the rest of the team. It's a problem. Doc Rivers is what? He's lost up 3-2 or up 3-2. He's lost 7 times in the playoffs. I mean, it's just insane. Where's the accountability? Where's the direction? Where's the coaching of being a head coach and working with your substitutions and your bench? What is your bench doing? What? Yeah, I don't get it. The only thing I could see that could be a positive from this is they get a new GM that knows what he's doing and rebuilds from scratch. The process is over. It's done. It is time to start something new. That's how I think. And I'm not a big fan of imploding teams the way I like. I'm not a fan of it. But this team, it's a constant. We can't get over that hump. It's not just a head coaching problem. It's a GM problem, and it's a player's problem. Simple as that. It's a player's problem, and that's all I could say. So that's all I got to say about the situation, and I don't want to go any more into it. So let me know in the comments what you guys think about that. Now into some good news for the Philadelphia Eagles. Good news going to the Philadelphia Eagles. The better team in Philadelphia. The main team in Philadelphia. But not just that, okay? The quarterback in Jalen Hurts. That is a true leader to his team. That's another thing, too. So we got some news on the signing of an undrafted free agent to the team for camp, and it looks like Charleston Rambo has made it. One of Jalen Hurts' teammates obviously was a undrafted free agent in 2019, played at Oklahoma, transferred to Miami. Was on the Panthers for a few years. The XFL came out while he played for the XFL, and I think this is a big part of why they signed him, not just the chemistry between him and Hurts, but he had he played for the Orlando Guardians, 35 catches, 430 yards, 3 touchdowns. Now with Jalen Hurts back, I think in 2018, 19, 18, I think it is 19. He had a good year with Jalen Hurts. He had 43 carries, 743 yards in that regard, which is great. So, like I said, I think Charleston Rambo is great. I think, could he play special teams? He'll most likely be a practice squad player unless somebody surprises me. Because really between Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown, Quez Watkins, Zacchaeus, obviously Britton Covey, Devin Allen, do they keep 6? Do they keep 6? Do they just keep those 6? Do you think none of these guys are going to make it? Do they keep 7 maybe? Is Devin Allen going to get kicked off? So who knows at this point what they're going to do? Devin Allen might leave because he has done absolutely nothing. They haven't given him a chance on special teams, nothing. Could Rambo play special teams? I don't know. I would love to see one of these wide receivers really make some noise in camp. I really would, between Jaden Hazelwood, guys that played with Jalen Hurts, guys like that, and I've seen a lot of tape between Jalen Hurts and Charleston Rambo, and there's a lot of good tape to look at here, even in open space with Charleston Rambo with his feet, keeps nice balance. But looks like he really showed up really well in rookie mini camp, which is great, or rookie camp, whatever it is. He makes the team. They got rid of a tackle, like a backup tackle that we had. Nobody that is going to be good. But yeah, I think one receiver really needs to make some noise and really show up. See these guys against some of the defensive starters would be nice too. I know I get excited about camp, about certain guys, and sometimes I'm wrong, sometimes I'm right, but I always have my favorites. And I really hope that one of those guys, even between Joseph Nagata, that got paid a lot of money from Clemson, wide receiver, or getting Jaden Hazelwood that played with Jalen Hurts at Oklahoma, or now you got Charleston Rambo, X guys that played with Jalen Hurts. I want to see what this chemistry looks like now on the NFL level with some of these guys. But hey, this is cool. This doesn't mean he makes the roster. He's going to be a backup to the receivers or anything like that. He could be a practice squad player at the end of the day. But just to see what he could do, why not? Glad that someone at least showed up during camp. And it seems like, maybe Charleston Rambo put on some good, put on a nice event for the Eagles, during that time, during rookie minicamp, which is awesome. So definitely enjoyed seeing somebody make it, and we'll see where it goes. We still got a while to wait here. Now, I think the last thing I want to go over is the linebacker position. Now, there's been some news swirling as of right now that the Eagles aren't connected. Someone from ESPN predicts some background that the Eagles having interest in Myles Jack. Okay, Myles Jack obviously has failed to be what he was supposed to be, and I think we know that. Some people say it's not fair because he's been around a bad defense. He's whiffed on tackles. His against the pass rating and coverage is one of the worst the past couple years, so it hasn't really looked that great. But could he be specifically a role player for the Philadelphia Eagles? I think there could be. Could they save something from him? I'm not really sure. And here's another thing that was actually pretty interesting too. Enough. There was rumors that Myles Jack is going to want significance on his money going to another team, and if that's even the case, the Eagles are not going to do this. Okay, Myles Jack does not deserve money. Let's get that straight. Number two, what are the Eagles linebackers making right now? Nothing. I mean, Nicholas Morrow's not even making, what is he making, $1 million? Nakobe Dean's a third-round pick, so he's making under $1 million. And there's nobody else at that position that's making a lot of money right now. So if Myles Jack is looking for something significant, and maybe that's why it's been taking this long for teams to sign him, because he wants a big chunk of money on a short-term deal, it's just not going to happen with the Eagles because they don't value linebacker at all, period. That's just the truth to it. You know what I mean? So that's all I really got to say. I think there's still interest in Patrick Queen. Obviously Myles Jack would be good because you don't have to give up draft picks. You don't have to trade for him. You just sign him. With Isaiah Simmons and Patrick Queen, Devin White, you got to trade for those guys. So, maybe Howie's figuring out. And look, if you're going to get Myles Jack here, you're putting him on a 1-year deal. You're putting him in like a tryout mode for camp because who knows who's going to be better than him? You know what I mean? Who knows? Yes, the depth at linebacker is horrible. But, Nicholas Morrow, people are up and down about him, which I totally get. I think he's a very, I think he's definitely a high reward type player. I think a lot of people are just judging the way just because it was the Bears last year and how bad they were against that. That run defense wasn't great. But Nicholas Morrow, there might be something there, guys. Him and Nakobe Dean, I think that's a nice combination. Both guys can cover too, which is good, and they could blitz. So that's a great thing. But getting Myles Jack. Yeah, I mean, I would try him out just to try him out. I'm not promising him anything if they sign him. Like, if you're going to negotiate, say, hey, look, we'll bring you in for like a really cheap deal. You'll get a little bit of guarantees just for being here at camp. But if you don't make it, you're gone. That's just what it is. Okay, if I was, who's my favorite out of the linebackers available via trade or free agency, I'd say Myles Jack is probably the least guy I would get, to be honest. But I would still bring him in just for a tryout competition, or maybe the Eagles can revive his career. He'll actually be on a good roster around him with starters. So you never know. I mean, he could turn kind of like Greedy Williams, having up and down years, and could revive his career in Philadelphia with the amount of corners that they have. But now, Myles Jack can come to a Super Bowl contender, take some cheap money, and say, hey, like, if I end up playing well, or if I make the team and I play exclusively well, can you guys give me more money? And like, yeah, sure. But right now I'm not promising him anything. He's got to earn it. And, he's obviously a free agent for a reason. He hasn't played well the past couple seasons, hasn't really panned out to be that player they thought the Steelers can make him, turn him into. You know what I mean? He's on the Steelers, but, when the Jaguars drafted him, you know what I mean? He hasn't really panned out. So, sorry, I've been saying the Steelers. I know he was drafted by, obviously, the Jags. So that's the way we go here. So other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. We went over the Doc Rivers stuff, my little rant on that. We went over, obviously, Charleston Rambo making the roster. Actually really excited for Rambo a lot. I'm pretty pumped about just the receiver room in general, just the competition in general. See how many they actually keep. Is Devon Allen him? Is he going to, maybe get cut? Maybe he's not going to pan out enough. Could Charleston Rambo play some special teams? I don't know. Do something for us, hopefully. I mean, probably not, but we'll see down the road what happens. Obviously, Myles Jack. Eagles seem connected in some way with Myles Jack. I know there was some other news about Myles Jack. There is a player. Apparently, there is somebody that worked for the Steelers. I don't know. Someone that worked for the Steelers that apparently is on the Eagles now, that was there when Myles Jack got traded, or whatever the case may be with him, or when he got signed by the Steelers, or whatever. Somebody from the Eagles, I guess, worked over there. Not Andy Weidel, somebody else, apparently. I don't know. I forgot. That's one thing I probably should have brought up, but I don't think it matters too much. We're going to wait and see. This is a wait-and-see approach with what's going on here, and we'll see what happens. But if you guys last this long in this video, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like the video as well. It does help out the channel a lot, and got a little bit of a wait to go in training camp, but it should be a lot of fun, and can't wait to see this roster unveil. And I'll see you guys on the next one. You guys have a great day. Remember, SHAKESQUAD up, follow us. Peace out, guys. Peace.